Morning. So, like many of you, my quest has been, in recent years, several years, is to figure out what is it all about. I want more of it. I think there's more. I want more meaning. And I know it's more than just owning a really fast car. So at the beginning of the year, when I saw Kathy Ann was teaching Getting Serious About Receiving Your Good, the teachings of Emma Curtis Hopkins, I signed up. I knew I had to do this, and there was something in me that spoke, so I did. To this day, we're a little halfway through. It's a year class, and this class has changed my life forever. And I've shared some of my experiences along the way, so she's asked me to share this one that just happened about a month ago. I'm a real estate agent, and I had the absolute privilege of working with this beautiful family. So long story short, we found the perfect house. We put in the offer. We did business. We took care of it all. And we got down to the closing date. All that needed to happen was fund it, get the recording numbers, and I got to give them their keys. So we were waiting, and we waited, and we waited, and I started seeing emails being exchanged through the lender to the escrow agent who was in charge of getting this closed. Long story short, what happened was the escrow agent did not disclose some very important information to me as the buyer's agent and to my buyer's lender, and we couldn't close that day. It turned out what we needed to get was an approval on a variance. Not really what I wanted to hear. So I scrambled real quickly. I called my broker. I explained to her what was happening, that I needed to get an extension, and that we had to wait for an approval on a variance. And she immediately said to me, "Nick, don't even go down that road. Those things take a long time, and they never, ever turn out the way you want them to." More good news. So I called the lender, and I talked to him, and he said, "Nick, she's right. FHA doesn't like to do these. They can be very difficult, and in the end, they don't normally approve them." And there I went, right into fear, thinking, all right, how am I going to do this? How am I going to fix this? How am I going to make sure my buyer gets their house? And Emma spoke up. Because what Emma teaches is to identify the beliefs that stand in the way of your good, deny them, replace it with what you want, and then get out of the way. Yeah, succinctly, right? So what I recognized real quickly was how easy it was for me to start buying into this belief that this variance would not be approved. And when I recognized it, I stood back and I said, no, this is their experience, it's not mine. And I stood up in my office with every intention that I had in me, and I said, no, I receive approved variances.
Yeah.
Right? And then the hard part was getting out of the way. If you're a doer like I am, the only one that's going to get it done is me. But I made the commitment, and I watched the emails transpire. Now, this variance could take up to 10 days. But I didn't, and I don't wanted to, and I thought about it, but I didn't get involved. I just stayed back, and I kept repeating, I receive approved variances. On day 5, I got an email from the escrow agent saying, I have good news and bad news. Good news was my variance was approved. That meant that my buyer didn't have to come up with an extra $2,000 to get this house, and there was supposedly nothing standing in his way, except the bad news was I needed another approved variance in order to close this transaction. This one, they told me, could take up to 3 days. So I stood back and I did the exact same thing. It worked once, it's got to work again. And I called my buyer, and I acknowledged, I know this is scary, I know this is frightening. I said, but trust me, this is going to work. I am going to give you those house keys. Just hold tight. And I said, I'll let you know as soon as I hear something. Nature of the business, I check my emails regularly. About an hour later, I went to my email, and there's an email from the escrow agent. Congratulations, your second variance has been approved. So now I know why Kathy Ann likes Emma Curtis Hopkins so much. I do too. If this is something you're looking for, this is a class that I would highly recommend. It's awesome. Thank you.